Hey guys, it's your boy B. Welcome back to another Financial Friday. All right. So today's topic is going to be on the cost of children. um, so what does it cost to have children in America these days? That's the question. All right. And so with that, let's get started on another Financial Friday. All right. So what does it cost to have children in America these days? Well, the shortest and easiest answer is a lot, right? So, from all the data that I've gathered, right, these aren't exact numbers, but these are pretty much averages that I've concluded from everything. The cost of a one child birth for insured people on average in America is anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 just to give birth. That is for a vaginal birth. If you have a C-section or cesarean section, you're looking at almost doubling that price. All right, so you could be looking at anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 just to give birth. Okay, and the reality is that it's hard to put a price tag on it since the cost can vary drastically from state to state, and obviously other factors that are probably involved with childbirth. So like complications and aftercare, staying in the hospital for a long time, things like this, these are all going to add to the cost of having that child. There was a story in one of the articles. I'm going to put the links down below for the articles that I kind of gathered some of this information from. In one of those articles, a lady ended up with a bill of over $800,000 after her stay in the hospital to give birth. Obviously, she gave birth to triplets at the time, but you can see how the cost can go very, 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 very high. Now, if you read the article, you'll understand that a good chunk of it was paid by her insurance, but she had to fight with the insurance company to really get them to pay a lot of it, and she still ended up coming out of pocket, several thousands of dollars. So you can just understand, just having just birthing a child alone by itself is expensive. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay, whether you're insured or not insured. Obviously, it's better if you're insured, but if you're not insured, you're definitely looking at it becoming way more expensive. Now, on top of that, what does it cost to raise one child until the age of 18? All right. So for the average income earners are any person making between $40,000 and $60,000, right? That's the average. That's what average people are making, right? That's what middle class is making. So for those income earners, the cost to raise one child on average up until 18 is $150,000 to $300,000 over an 18-year period, right? Just to take care of the necessities, to shelter the child, to feed and clothe the child, to educate the child, to provide daycare, and obviously toys and some miscellaneous stuff. But just those things. Ain't nothing else outside of that. Just to get this kid surviving. All right. We have not included college in this cost. Okay. So this does not include college. All right. So if you plan on paying for your kid to go to college or helping them and supporting them in that endeavor, you're looking at several thousands more dollars on this. Okay. So that's basically anywhere from $7,000 to $15,000 a year on your child. Obviously, people will spend less. Some people will spend more, right? These are not exact numbers. They're just a guideline for how expensive it can be. Obviously, from state to state, situation to situation, income ability to income ability, all of these numbers are going to change, right? So don't just sit here and be like, well, that's not my situation. Of course it's not, right? Everybody's situation is different, but these are a guideline on just how expensive it really could be, right? So what we can deduce from this is that children cost money and that unplanned pregnancies can lead to financial issues. planned pregnancies could lead to financial issues. Okay. If you're not calculating these costs and understanding what it costs you in your state, in your area, in your town, in your city, at your hospital, what it's going to cost you to have a child, it could really mess up your financial situation. So why does the cost of a child matter? Well, that's exactly why, because having children can be expensive, right? Between shelter and raising a child, these are the two biggest expenses that any American citizen is going to face in their lifetime. All right. My hope is that we show our citizens the data and the numbers, and provide more transparency so that they'll make wiser and more informed choices when it comes to having children, right? Obviously, I'm referring more to the younger adults than anything else. And I don't want to use it as a scare tactic. This isn't a scare tactic. It's simply meant to educate you and inform you that these are the costs of having a children. One, birthing it is expensive, and the care that it takes that you're going to stay in a hospital. So if you don't have good health care, you don't have good insurance and stuff like that, stuff can get very, very expensive very, very quickly. Raising a child all the way up to 18 can be expensive. If you're not a high income earner, you're not going to be able to spend as much on your child, right? And your finances are going to be a little bit tighter because, and understand, these are numbers for just one child. There are people who end up having, like I said, that lady who ended up having triplets. All right, so triple those costs that I just gave you for one child, triple that because she's got 3 kids. Right? Now imagine that you're not a dual income household, right? You're not, it's a single parent, something like that. So these are things that you want to really, there's so many variables into it. But the reality is that children can be expensive. Having a child can be expensive. I've literally just showed you the numbers of averages. Obviously, there's give and take there. You know what I mean? People pay less, people pay more. I believe we should educate and not intimidate. We don't want to use it as a scare tactic. Oh, don't have kids. It's too expensive. You're going to ruin your life. No, that's not true. What we're saying is make a wise and informed choice before you make that decision. Okay? Don't just jump to the conclusion that you should have kids and it's not going to be an issue. Really stop and think about it first, especially with the younger generations. I see this single parents everywhere. And it's due to the fact that you may not be educated on the cost of having a child, right? It may seem easy, but it's not. Financially, it's not. And if you're a low income earner, this could really, really, truly affect your life, unfortunately. And we don't ever want to put that on the child. You know what I mean? It happens. We have children, and sometimes it's just unfair that the financial world affects children, right? So that's the goal of what I'm trying to do with presenting you with this information, is to help more and more young adults understand that there is a cost to having children, and it's an ongoing cost that never stops. Okay. Even after 18, are you gonna put your kid through college? These colleges aren't cheap. They're getting more expensive, not less expensive. Remember, in the video I was talking about inflation. Inflation is also going to push college prices up. So tuitions on colleges are going to go up. So for those young adults now who are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, that might be running into situations where they might end up having children at a young age. Think about it. By the time your kid is ready to go to college, it's going to be $600,000 for a degree. You get what I'm saying? So be aware of these things. Like I said, I've left tons of links to the articles on both of these topics down below. If you like today's topic, click like and subscribe. That's going to help me out so much, guys. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think. That's it for today. That was Financial Friday. I know it was a nice short one. I will see you guys next Friday. See you guys. Peace.